Think about a stone sitting perfectly still on the ground. It occupies space and it weathers the elements over time. For a lot of us, our daily routine looks remarkably similar. We wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat, moving through the motions without actively engaging with the reality around us. This state of occupying space without intentional effort is what you could call mere existence. You are physically present, but there is no internal friction, no deliberate exertion of energy, and zero active growth. When we drift through our days on autopilot, we surrender the specific traits that make human biology so powerful. We trade the friction of active decision-making for the comfort of inertia. To break this cycle of passivity, we can look at a philosophical framework laid out in a daily devotional text called the Daily Divine Digest, specifically the entry for March 19th. Written by Swami Chidbhavanandar, an Indian philosopher and spiritual teacher, this short passage zeroes in on a single vital concept: expansion. He starts with a basic observation. He points out that existence itself is common to everything in the universe, both the things that can think and the things that cannot. How that existence is actually expressed is where the paths diverge. Simply being physically present is the absolute floor of reality. It is the baseline operating state of a rock. Operating as a living human requires an entirely different set of mechanics. An insentient object, represented by this gray circle, is trapped by its physical limits. It occupies space, but cannot exert force or evolve. A sentient organism operates differently because of one distinct variable: awareness. It is aware of itself and its environment. According to the text, that awareness triggers a three-step reaction. First, it transforms passive existence into active life. Second, it causes the organism to grow and evolve. And finally, it unfolds the organism's specific potency. Potency in this context refers to the latent capacity to actually impact the world. It is the stored energy and potential that remains permanently locked away inside an insentient object. This specific awareness acts as the literal engine that continuously converts passive, static matter into an active, evolving force. The passage then takes this logic a step further, placing humanity squarely at the forefront of all sentient life. We stand at the top of this hierarchy because we possess a specific ability. We can make life deliberate. We don't have to blindly react to environmental stimuli or biological instincts. We can actively choose a direction. We have the capacity to enrich our own existence according to a specific, internally generated plan. If you look at lower organisms, their entire existence is a series of automatic reactions. A plant turns toward the sun. A microbe moves toward a food source. They grow, but they don't scheme or strategize. Because we can plan, living for a human being is an active design project rather than a passive biological accident. This logic builds to an uncompromising conclusion at the bottom of the page. Expansion is life, contraction is death. That line is a direct quote from Swami Vivekananda. Vivekananda was a 19th century Indian monk who played a major role in bringing philosophies like Vedanta to the Western world, and he made this concept of continuous inner expansion the core of his teachings. If expansion is the act of growing and projecting purpose outward, contraction is the exact opposite. It is the inward collapse of your potential. When you stop planning, stop all learning, and stop exerting effort, you enter a state of functional death, even while your heart continues to beat. Therefore, actively pushing your boundaries, whether intellectually, physically, or emotionally, functions as a daily, non-negotiable requirement to fulfill your mandate as a human being. Look at your own daily routine. Look at how you apply your energy. You have to decide which trajectory you are on today. Are you expanding into a deliberate life, or are you contracting back into a mere existence?